Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Technical and Business Communication lecture series. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about what a memo is. So, what basically is a memo? Memo is basically some kind of an internal communication, and what you're doing with a memo is either internal communication within an organization, a company, a university, whatever it is. What in a memo you're doing it, you're basically communicating to the mass or as an individual whatever your need is. So it is a formal document that is done in the pyramids of formal writing, and a memo is basically used to inform about anything, future event, change in leave structure, performances, some new hiring or anything like that. So this is the basic purpose of a memo. So the main thing to note about it is that it is a formal document. So we have to use formal language whenever we are writing a memo. And you can say it's just kind of a formal information that is distributed within a company that you want somebody to note and have keep a record of. That is a memo. Okay, this is an example of a memo given to Miss Mary Jones by Tom Doe, and it is for her poor work performance. So you can see in this, the person Tom Doe, he has used a formal way of writing, and it has just gone directly to the subject, and it has told her that her performance is not good and it needs to improve. And it is and in this memo he has told her the 2 points he thinks that where her performance lacked. So this is something, and then he has kept this in the departmental file as well. So a memorandum can be anything, instruction given to somebody, announcement of a holiday, announcement of some future event or something like that, or announcement of a new hiring or position change or something like that, somebody's promotion, and you want to announce it to the entire company. You write a memo. So it can be to one person or to many persons. So this is just an example of a memorandum. Then we move on towards the format of a memorandum. It basically has two major things. One is the header and the other is the paragraph. Example of the header, we have all the information from whom the memo is, to whom it is directed, and what is the date and what is the subject of the memo. So these are the main things. Two is pretty important. You have to tell who is writing this memo, and then from who the memo is for, and from then who's the person who's writing this memo, and then you need to mention the date and then also the subject about the memorandum. So this is another example of a memorandum that has been written for the entire staff. What they did is they have mentioned the date first, then they have told mentioned to whom this memorandum is addressed to, and then they have mentioned that it is for the entire staff, and then from there they have also written from whom this memorandum is and what is the subject of this memorandum. So everything is given in this, every information is given in the header. So about the paragraphs, you can see there are three main topics that are covered in a memorandum. The number one, we have a first paragraph, then we have a subsequent paragraph or the body paragraph, and then we have a concluding paragraph. So it kind of is similar to the cover letter. In the structure, you can say we have a first paragraph, then we have a body paragraph, and then we have a concluding paragraph where we want to tell everybody what to do. So this is basically a memorandum. Now we need to discuss how these paragraphs are. So in the first paragraph, because it's a formal letter, so you do not need to beat about the bush. You directly need to go to the issue what you're talking about. So you need inform everybody what is the purpose of the memo in the first sentence, and then give them the information, and then you need to be concise. And it also should, it should be basically the first paragraph should be the summary of what is to come, what the entire memo is going to be about, and what is to come. Somebody reads the first paragraph and he should know that what this memorandum is about, what information will it contain in the subsequent paragraphs. So this is the main thing. First paragraph, then we have body paragraphs, and then concluding paragraph. In the first paragraph, what we did is we just mentioned for what purpose the memorandum is for, and then we have given them the basic information, and then we have done everything in a concise manner, and then we have provided summary of what the other paragraphs will contain within the first paragraph. So what it does is basically is an inverted pyramid. It tells you everything, and then it points out towards the central idea and central point which it is going to discuss. And for example, the first paragraph, the purpose, you need to start this memorandum is the purpose of this memo is to inform, or the purpose is this memo is to request, or for example in request to your in response to your request, or many other different kind of things. This is going to be, I mean, these are kind of openings for a memo. So you need to tell everybody why you're writing the memo. In the first sentence you should know, oh, okay, this memo contains this information and whether I need to read this or not, or whatever it is. Just it is a complete example of a memorandum's first few sentences. The purpose of the memo of this memorandum is to remind you of a policy concerning illegal copying and use of commercial software, unlicensed duplication and unauthorized use of any software program is illegal and can expose you and the company to civil and criminal liability under the law. So in this first memorandum, they have simply just told everybody that what this memorandum is about. It is about the policy concerning illegal copying and use of commercial software. So obviously they've just told the memo, and they have told, I mean, in the second paragraph, in the second sentence, you can see what the memorandum is going to contain about. What they're going to tell you about is how it is illegal and what problems it can land you in. So this is an example. Another example of first paragraph is, as of July 1st, 2015, XYZ Corporation will be implementing new policies regarding health coverage. All employees will receive health coverage and will make minimum of $15 per hour. So they have just given you a memorandum and telling you about what this letter is going to contain. I mean, they need to give the policy about the health coverage, and they've also told you that what the minimum wage is going to be, and then in the subsequent paragraphs they will explain in a little detail like what they have mentioned in the first. Then in the subsequent paragraphs, or you can call the body paragraphs, it can be 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever it is. Then it depends on the information what you are trying to distribute. If there is only just like one information, that one body paragraph is more than enough. I mean, each body paragraph should detail a sub-subject that we mentioned in the introduction, and then you should also provide the supporting evidence of it. For example, what do you mean by supporting evidence is that you need to provide in an entire detail. For example, if there is a holiday on 1st of May, to tell why the holiday is and who has announced the holiday or something like that, and you need to stay objective, to not need to give the irrelevant information as well. So because long memos are never interesting to read, so you need to maintain your interest that everybody in the company should read it, and it should be concise, that if somebody wants to take out the information, you're not wasting anybody's time, and if somebody wants to take out information, he or she can take out the information in a minute while reading the memo. So these are important things. And then when you start each paragraph basically starts with a thesis statement. So the first sentence of every paragraph is a thesis statement. What do I mean by a thesis statement? Well, a thesis statement is a statement that tells you the purpose of the paragraph. It tells you the entire purpose of the paragraph. So every paragraph starts with it. The first paragraph is the thesis of the entire memorandum. It tells you what the memorandum is all about, and then every sentence of the first paragraph, every first sentence of each paragraph is then going to be the thesis of that paragraph. It tell you what is going to be discussed in the subsequent paragraph, the coming paragraph. So that is pretty important. So it contains basically what thesis does is, like, it contains the entire central idea of the paragraph, and then it should be written in an authoritative manner, because you're writing a memorandum, official language is to be used, and it should be written with authority, not like somebody should be balanced, oh, okay, maybe we will do this. No, let's tell them we are going to do this. So these are some important things. Then every paragraph, and then once you have written the thesis statement, every other sentence in your paragraph, it should be according to the thesis statement. It should support it. It should not contradict with the thesis statement. So these are the important things as well. For example, a thesis statement is investing now in infrastructure improvement is desirable for both economic and political reasons. So what they did is in the start of it, they have just told them that they want to invest in the infrastructure because it is a better thing. Like, it is better for economical gains as well as political gains as well. So in this thesis statement, somebody can read this and realize, okay, what's going to come in the coming paragraphs, and they can just go directly and get in the zone of the focused and be focused towards what's going to come in the next statement. Then these are some examples. Just give it a read. What they've done is I'll just try to tell you about what they've done. I mean, in the first paragraph, they have just tell you about what it is going to be about. Due to extensive customer feedback, the result of the current testing, I want to inform you about the product is delayed from its original launch date of November 15 to Q1 2019, something like that. So it is just given you information that okay, our product's launch has been delayed. That's it. And then they have given the reasons in paragraph number 2 and paragraph number 3. We are confident that time of additional testing will serve to make XYZ more efficient. And they've also given, I mean, the first paragraph they've given everything about that. Because of the customer's feedback and the result of testing, they cannot launch it. And then in those things they have given about those things. The first paragraph they have they discussed about the customer feedback and a little bit about what they are going to do with the testing, and the second paragraph they are going to do how the marketing is going to approach this kind of thing. And in the concluding paragraph they have just bucked up everybody that maybe okay, it's good, but it's delayed, but it's good, it's not that bad, and what we need to do to make the product successful. So this is how a simple memorandum. Another memorandum it's like employee promotion announcement. If somebody has just got a promotion and they want to just announce this thing. So in the first they have told you that if you want to introduce somebody who's here, and then they have discussed about the person, what he has done, what experience is, and then you can and they've concluded the paragraph of how you can contact him and what he can do for you guys. So this is a memorandum. So here it is. Here I've given you a little test, a little exercise to do to complete this memorandum and look around how you are going to write this memorandum. Just try to write it, attempt it, and then we can discuss in detail about this in the question and answer session. You can see there are some correction made around here. So I'm just going to discuss about one slide here, and the other slide you try to do it yourself, and then we can discuss it in our discussion class. So here it is written, the XOM is really appreciate your performance that we have achieved first quarter of sales, production and revenue. So the sentence is grammatically incorrect. It has wrong grammar, wrong structure sentence. So you need to change it entirely in order to make it formal and a good memorandum sentence. So how can we change it? We appreciate your performance as we have successfully achieved our first quarter target in terms of sales, production and revenue. So you can see which sentence is better and which sentence looks more formal in a sense. And there is another one. Since last discussion, every head of department were very happy about your performance. So this is again grammatically incorrect. So you just need to correct these sentence, and it is like the correct version is in our last discussion, every departmental head praised your performance. So this is two examples that I told you. We have some more examples. Just go through them by yourself, and then we will discuss a little in the subsequent question and answer session.